I'm Sean, this is Nick. You're watching The Conscious Builder. Today we're ripping off some old siding to properly air seal and install new siding.
Hi, come on in. So we started our renovation when we got possession of the property mid-February. And the idea was to update the kitchen, take down the wall between the dining room and the kitchen. And really, actually, our main priority was insulating, because this house is like 1946, 1947, I think. There's no insulation in the walls at all. With our budget, we prioritized the insulation outside and inside. We had an audit done, an energy conservation or energy audit done, and that came back to us indicating that a full 1/4 of all the energy, all the heat in our house was leaving through one hole, and that's right there, the fireplace, the chimney. So that became a priority for us. We were actually going to wait on a gas insert. That was sort of more like a luxury, but now it's actually a really important component of our energy conservation efforts. So we're getting a gas insert put in, and that'll seal the area, and that'll really make a huge improvement in terms of the comfort of the house, in terms of not having all that leakage. So that's happening. So really, I mean, this is the dining room where a lot of the work is happening. So we took down this wall here between the kitchen and the dining room, and they were able to mimic the arches like we have in the rest of the house. So it was important that we kept the character as much as possible. So the wall came down. That was actually quite a big job for a few reasons. One being all the ducting ran through that wall. So there were 4 ducts that we had to take care of. So this piece of wall here has the ducts, 2 of the ducts in it. And then we've got heat coming out under here for the dining room, and another one on the kitchen side. So that was a big job. But another part of the big job that we didn't expect was that there's actually asbestos right in the plaster itself, which I guess is not unusual, but it ended up meaning that we had to take care of a lot of abatement. So we had to get a special company in to contain and remove all the plaster in the dining room. Actually, we kept this wall, but all of this, and then all in the kitchen. So that was kind of an unexpected turn. This window here is now a patio door. So that's important for us because we want to have nice access to the backyard. We're eventually going to have a deck out there. But the funny thing is, like with old houses, you never know what you're going to find in the walls. So while the guys were cutting, this window was sort of like similar width, but just kind of half the height or less. And as they were cutting, they actually found an axle in the wall, which was like maybe a tractor axle. I'm not sure what it was, but this was a big job because the wall itself is actually quite thick. It's concrete block. So we needed to get extra engineering in to see about that. So that took a little bit of extra work to get done. Anyway, we're really happy. We've got some nice patio doors now. And then over here, although this is a big space, it really wasn't being maximized. The previous kitchen was really only this space here. There was a little peninsula that came out to about here with a sink and a teeny little bit of counter space, and then probably less than 3 feet, maybe even just 2.5 feet, there was a fridge, counter, stove, and that was the extent of the kitchen. And then there was a door here, and I should also mention there was a high small window up here, which was too high to really enjoy for looking out of. And was not energy efficient. So then we had a door here, and then this expanse of unused space, and then there was a little eat-in dinette here. So, and then here, this was interesting, this was actually a glass block window, which I didn't like because it sort of wasn't my taste, but also you can't see out of. So we wanted to get rid of that. And the funny thing is, again, another kind of surprise is that we found out that the glass blocks were actually sort of forming an integral part of the wall. There was no lintel above it. And so we had to get engineering in again, and it actually involved part of the exterior wall having to be removed because the door was right there, and then there wasn't enough wall space with these concrete blocks, you know, to kind of to hold things up. So we had to get some engineering done for that. Anyway, we're really happy. We've got these new casement windows. I got this lovely deep windowsill. This faces east, so there's gonna be lovely morning light, lots of space for plants. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, we'd been told that renovations often expand in scope once you get going because the dumpster's already here, you're already living in chaos, the money's flowing, might as well just keep going. So this window we weren't going to change out, but we decided we would because it was sealed shut through many years of paint, and it had storm windows that were also sealed shut, and they were really dusty. And so it's nice that we have this much brighter, even though the space there isn't more glass, it's much brighter now. And of course they'll open, so that's great because that's south, which is important. Okay, so another big part of the renovation involved insulating the slopey walls here, which form, I guess, part of the attic. So we couldn't really insulate these walls from the inside without losing valuable real estate. So we decided we'd insulate on the outside, and then we would put in some spray foam in these slopey walls. But again, with the asbestos, we had to have abatement done. So all of these areas were sealed off, and the asbestos was removed, and spray foam, and then new drywall. So that was a really big, messy job. And so he's like, all of these rooms got affected. And if you want to just continue, I'll show you in our closet, which was kind of funny. So this wall got done. And then in here, this is a closet, which there were all of these like PAX wardrobes here. And when we were moving them out of the way so that the guys could rip out all of this wall, all of this ceiling, I guess, and take out the, there was a lot of crap in here, but to take off the plaster and start to spray foam, we moved away the wardrobes, and there was this big hole, probably this wide, with this really makeshift, like, I don't know, cardboard almost door that you kind of had to shift sideways, and there was this like blast of cold air that came out. So this was a real bonus in terms of us scoring high on our energy audit, because we got them while the installation guys were here. We just got them to spray foam. So the entire length of the house here, they spray foamed, I think, about 3.5 inches deep, and they also spray foamed the vertical walls here. So we've got a nice airtight space. They also took out like decades worth of insulation, so sawdust, and then this crappy stuff that had sort of fallen off the walls and was slumping on the ground. There was like dubious wiring in there, so they cleaned it all up for us. And then we have new drywall, and so this is still a work in progress. The cupboards are all going to go back and whatnot, and the trim still needs to go on, but this will be a nice space when it's all done. This is the closet, and then again, there's no lights in here yet. We've been painting in these rooms, but again, this entire wall, the slopey part, had to be removed and spray foamed and more drywall. So it was a great opportunity to repaint the whole room anyway. So that one's under construction, well, at least being painted, and then this one as well. And then the bathroom is kind of funny. So, I mean, old houses have a lot of quirks, right? So this house has a full bathroom downstairs, and then up here on the main level where 3 bedrooms are, there's just a powder room, which is a little odd. So what we did was we stole space from the master bedroom here. That there was a kind of makeshift linen closet here, and then there was some kind of homemade, rough-looking shelving in here. So while this whole area was getting torn apart for insulating anyway, we just got them to take down the wall, and so we've managed to shoehorn in a little shower here. So the plumbing's in, and the drywall and backer board and stuff is in, but that's as far as we've gotten. So we've got so it's funny how we kind of expanded the scope, and anyway, it'll be great when it's done. We'll have 2 proper bathrooms because we have 2 teenagers who who are fighting over the single bathroom. So yeah, that's kind of the extent of the inside. We're the only house with a dumpster on the front lawn. It's really bringing things up around here. I don't know. So the thing is we couldn't really insulate, as I said, from the inside because we would lose floor space, right? It would really shrink the rooms. And so to insulate from the exterior would involve pulling off all of this river rock, which is a shame. So we're waiting on this part of the renovation to try and decide what to do. So anyway, that's the front.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
So yeah, they're putting on rigid foam, this pink stuff, and then we're gonna have siding, and it'll look really nice when it's all done. So yeah, just careful around here. So we used to have a little apron of roof that ran the length of the house, and we decided to rip it off because if we would have kept it, it would have not only been a lot of extra labor trying to like insulate around it, but it wouldn't have actually formed as uniform a seal as we've got now by having just a straight shot up to the roof line. So this all got taped today, and as I say, they're working on the gable ends, and we're gonna have to figure out what to do about the roof on the corners here, because if you go a bit closer, you can see it's pretty rotted under there. Again, I think just through like heat loss and freezing and thawing, and I don't know what else is going on up there, but it's pretty nasty. So I think they're gonna have to pull back the roof a few feet at least and fix that. So that'll be good when it's all done. All right, I gotta get back to painting now.